Hello, 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 everyone. Welcome back to the Pretty Rich Teacher podcast. I don't know if I ever told y'all that my name is Jazmyne. I feel like I just be saying, welcome to the podcast. My name is Jazmyne. And I'm so excited to talk to y'all today. I'm so excited. I have brought on my money coach, Aqura. And y'all probably have heard her before on the retirement episode. And if you have not listened to that episode, I believe it's episode 40, but scroll down and find that. But we are going to have a conversation about money. Say hi, Akira.
Hello, everyone. Thanks for having me back. Always happy to talk money all day, every day.
Yes. Do you want to introduce yourself a little bit more before because the whole point of this, teachers, I need y'all to sit down, listen. We're going to talk about money. Most teachers are not taught about money, and I want to show you all the expert who I have here, so that you all can know that this is a conversation that you need to hear, but you're hearing it from a pro. I'm calling her a pro. She didn't call herself that, but she is.
I won't disagree, but no, my name is Akira, and I am a money coach, and ultimately, I help people make their money goals happen. So, whatever that goal is, we make it happen because you feel safe, you know what to do, and you know exactly what to change if it's not happening.
Correct. And I worked with Akira for a whole year. I don't know if I ever told y'all this, but whenever I quit my full-time corporate job, I saved money. I think I had 6 months savings. Then I booked a call with Akira, sales call. She didn't even know I was going to do that. I was like, okay, I basically gave her all of my problems. I have all of these money problems. I left the man. My bills are up high, but I have made money in my business. I saved money and I'm quitting today after that call. So she literally helps me with my money from day one, essentially, of me, I would say, being in charge of my own money, quite literally, not just managing it, but creating it outside of a full-time job. Now, I know for teachers listening to this, your goal is most likely probably not to quit your job and go into a business. However, you are doing a similar thing in which you are changing the way you receive money is the goal. So this is just going to be a conversation about money. Okay. My goal is to help as many teachers become rich. And it starts by talking about money. If we don't sit down and talk about money, how can you make more of it? Okay. So let's just start yapping. Any thoughts before I get started? Anything that came to mind after I just said all that?
Yeah, I think if people just ground themselves in, you're always going to want something, and it's probably always going to require money. So if you know how to make your money goals happen, you can literally do anything you want.
Mm.
And I'm excited to get into the conversation because I think they're going to see how this is literally going to help them do anything they want. And it's really a matter of, do you know how to make your money goals happen? And I think you were the perfect example of that. You're like, I'm quitting my job and I'm doing my business full time. I'm like, all right, let's do it. Let's make it out. And it's like, we made it happen.
Yeah.
So I just want to say that quickly.
Yeah. And I made it happen with lots of tears, with lots of stress. It was not just okay, I'm going to quit my job. Everything's great because I have a cure. I have no problems at all. If anything, it uncovered all my problems. I didn't even know I was a spender. I didn't know all these things about money because I just never actually talked about it. So let's get into it. I'm going to start with the simple thing not the simple thing, but the common thing that is known about teachers is they don't make a lot of money in that schoolhouse. I don't know what the average salary is, but I'm gonna guesstimate around maybe $50,000. If you are in a different area, maybe you make more. But either way, there is an overwhelming, everybody knows that teachers don't make a lot of money. You are paying for your own school supplies, all the things. So when it comes to spending money, the first thought that educators have is to be resourceful and to not spend the money. But the first thought is, I don't have the money to even think about it. So that's actually what I want to ask you. So what do you say to the person who's like, and we'll go around the world, my ADHD brain, I'll get to all my points, but let's say I'm a teacher. I want to leave the classroom. I want to make more money. Okay. I need support. What I'm doing is not working. I would like to have support. I know that support exists, and maybe you don't know support exists. Side note, I am support, and a lot of people, there are so many ways to get out of the classroom. I'm not the only one. But support is required to really do something you haven't done. But like some people don't even allow themselves to think about making it work because they just like, oh, I don't have the money. I'm on a teacher salary. I have to be resourceful. What do you say to that?
One thing you can do is, and this is kind of a trick you can do, is like, if there were help out there, what is it?
Mm,
Because it's no way that nothing in the world exists. Like there's
mm,
a solution to anything. And we talked about this a lot, right? Because you're like, I really want to do this thing, but I don't know. Like you almost give up before you even look at what is the thing and how much is it? Because that's
mm-hmm.
really the first barrier is like you knowing that there is something out there. And once you know what it is out there, okay, then how much is it?
Yeah.
And so it's like, okay, you want to leave the classroom, you want to make more money. Okay, what is one option out there? And then how much would that thing be?
Mm-hmm.
That's
And
all.
then they find out how much it costs. Like, oh yeah, I can't even do that.
Mhm. So it's like a same thing. Okay, this costs 10,000. I'm just gonna put a number
Yeah.
out there. This costs $10,000. Okay, how have I made $10,000 before? How have I borrowed $10,000 before? How have I created that 10,000 over time before? What are I always tell my 16 is like my matching number. What's 16 ways I can make this $10,000 happen?
Mm,
And so you start to train yourself that there's always an option. You just have to tell yourself what they are or go
mm,
figure out what they are.
okay. I like that. So it's like, first thought, like just if this is something that you really want, I also think about when's the last time that you wanted something and you necessarily didn't have it, but you also made it happen.
Mhm.
Because I feel like there's that, but like when it comes to certain things, they're just unwilling to do it. But it's all so what you're saying is like, okay, what does it cost, and what are some ways, like just the possibility.
Yeah, because usually the only reason you think there's something that you can do and don't think there's something you can do is because the thing that you can do or think you can do is like, okay, I can make this happen. What I need to do to figure it
Hmm.
out, right?
Yeah.
I can use Afterpay. It's like, oh
Right.
yeah, Afterpay is an option, right?
Yeah.
Whether you knew in your head or you saw it on the website, but you only saw it on the website because you clicked checkout.
Yeah. Like you
So
actually
that's
went to see
how
it.
exactly that's how you can think about it.
Okay. Okay. So another thing I told you, is I had did a quiz, and one of the biggest things, I call it money anxiety for teachers. Like I feel like teachers do believe that they are being smart about their money, but I broke it down, and I talked about this. So if you got the money anxious result, or if you don't know what I'm talking about, make sure you check the quiz in my show notes. Thank you very much. If you want to figure out how to make more money. But there's 4 categories I feel like you should be doing as far as spending money, and you can counter it. But this is what I think, that's what has been working for me. But I feel like most educators really stay in 1 out of 4, and maybe 2 out of 4, and maybe 3 out of 4, but very bare minimum. And then, but so I'll just go over it. So the very first one is like your bills. Like you have bills that you have to pay. That's your house. That's how you eat. Like your bills that are non-negotiable. I think most educators basically say, I barely have enough money for bills, but most teachers in America do have housing and do have food and do have water. I hate to be dramatic, but I want to really set the tone. Like you do have money to pay your bills. That's one category. I think the second category, I feel like would be a luxury for some educators, is being able to, well, actually, before I say saving, the next one outside of bill pay, most educators do have their retirement set up by the school system where it's like for their long term investing. So I feel like most educators are paying their bills, and they for sure have their retirement savings. That's what's happening. Okay. Then there comes the category of saving money. Some educators do have extra money to save. Some of them don't. Some of it is just bill pay, saving, retirement, all happening, or bill pay, retirement, spending. If you're not saving, you're most likely spending. Ask me how I know. Spending money. And this looks like anything that you don't have to pay for, but you want to pay for. Hair, nails, lashes, vacations, different clothing items, etc. And two areas that could really help educators like feel that safety. So even feeling safe. So sometimes people are not even thinking about spending more money or putting more money out is because they feel like they don't have any money saved. They're thinking like, if I spend this money, I won't have money for my bills. But it's like if you have extra money saved, then you have that option. And then as far as the problem that people stay at is I just don't have enough money, but they're not investing any money to actively increase your income. So hopefully I'm not confusing you all. I just want to make it very simple. Okay. Where educators fall short, you're probably not investing money actively to increase your money. And then you're not able to have extra money to save, which leaves you stuck. Tell me your thoughts based off my simple but uncomplicated thing.
I'm gonna
Counter?
spice this up a little bit. No, I'm not gonna counter. I'm just gonna
Okay.
describe it a little bit differently.
Okay.
Here's what I see. We're doing them all at some point, but we don't necessarily look at them that way. Here's how we do look at them, though. So that's how I'll describe it. The first one is, this is just what everyone does. This is just what all teachers do. We pay our bills and we invest in our pension or retirement or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So you're like, oh, this is a no-brainer. Like, what? This is what everyone does. It's just like your relief. The second one is like, this is what I want to do. I want to get my nails done. I want to get my hair done. I want to go to the movies. I want to take my kids out for ice cream, whatever. That's what I want to do. And I should be able to do what I want to do because I'm making money. That's the thought process. And then you have, this is what I should be doing. I know I should be saving, but I would rather do this instead today.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And so it's like, this is what I should do. And then it's like, these are the opportunities that I have. For a lot of educators, that opportunity is often getting a new degree or getting some sort of certification or whatever. It is just what is relative to your industry or where you work or the people that you are around. If you are always in an education building, most people are talking about education. So the opportunities you see are in education. However, what lovely Jazmyne is telling you is that that is not the only option. Can we like open another door here? We can go with other people who know that there are way more opportunities out there. So right now you're investing money. You think it's a bill, but you're investing money, right?
Yeah.
You just are not looking at it like that because you're like, well, this is what everyone does. This is what I'm going to do too. Right. And then you forget about it because it's taken out of your paycheck automatically. But you're investing money. So now we're saying, okay, what other opportunity do you have for your money to grow outside of investing money? Because you are already doing that. So let's move on to another one. And you are already, have 6 different degrees. Let's move on to another opportunity. Right? It's like, okay, how can we stack? Let's start stacking our money, stacking our opportunities, everything. And I think that's how I would describe it. When you were talking through it, I was writing down what typically happens, especially for educators. My husband is in education and he's worked in higher education and public school system. So he always wants another degree.
Yeah, let's talk about that. Let's talk about the degree part. And I forgot your whole husband's a whole educator. So perfect. So you really know.
I really know. They love a degree. I'm like, okay, what are we doing with it?
Yeah.
What is it? And it's not a bad thing. I want to be very clear. I'm not shaming it or downplaying it at all. But at some point, it's also relevant to ask the question, is my goal to just learn forever? Is that just what I want to do? Do I want to learn forever and make more money? Because if that's what you want to do, then how can you turn that opportunity into making more money? How can we get all the things that we want?
Yeah. So I feel like I do have all my degrees, as y'all can see. And I think a part of it is, like you said, it's just what everybody else does. They go get a master's, they go get a doctorate. And it's like in the education world, I feel like I know what it is. You are praised. Like you do get a lot of praise for having your master's. You do get a lot of praise for having your doctorate. The only area where you don't get that much praise is in your paycheck. Unfortunately.
Exactly.
Because I just looked at my student loans, just like over $100,000 of student loans. I did not learn how to make $100,000 from my degrees, like at all. I do feel like most educators love to learn, and again, it feels safe to get a degree. Most of them are, and I want to be specific. Degrees are not cheap. Degrees, especially a graduate level degree, minimum you're spending 50,000. I don't even know how much degrees cost anymore. At least $50,000, maybe $20,000. However, you're spending a lot of money, and you don't bat an eye when it comes to that. Oh yeah, a bachelor's degree. I mean, your bachelor's, I don't know how much those things cost anymore, but I would say the average person who has a bachelor's degree, master's degree, probably have somewhere between $50 and $100,000 worth of debt. But there is no bat in an eye. Why do you think? Well, I think I know what it is. I think number one is normalization, and then there's loans. Like there's a lot of there. We have a whole like loan program where you either are deferring it, and then you may think, okay, well, if I get my degrees, they'll be forgiven in 10 years, which is also a very scary thought for me because it's like I'm paying $100,000 for degrees. My paycheck went up $200, and I have to wait 10 years to get an extra $200 a month to be able to start. Like it doesn't make any sense to me, but again, it's normalized. What say ye about this?
It's just normalized. I'll even talk about my own experience with my degrees. So I am an engineer by degree, undergraduate degree, but I also got my MBA when I was working in corporate. And the reason I got my MBA was like, because this is just how you get into a leadership role. I was like, okay, well, let me go get the degree. Now, I did enroll in it, not enroll, but I did get a job to where they would cover some of it. So then my thought was like, okay, how can I get help paying for this? And I need to make sure this is going to make me some more money. Like what I didn't just stop at, oh, this is just what you need to do. It was like, yeah, this is what you need to do. I do believe that. And how can I make this cheaper for me? And how is it going to get me more money? Like you can't just stop at one part of it. It's like, what are the other parts of this? So I do think it's normalized. There are also questions to be asked after that. Don't just assume that's it. How can you make it cheaper for yourself? How can you maybe go into another job and they will pay for that degree? Like, if you want to learn, okay, well then go get another job. Let them pay for your degree and make more money. You still learn. Like, you know what I mean? How can we get creative about this? I think just so much is normalized, and it is wild to me. And now that we have social media, we see it too. And so it's like it's almost just playing in our head all the things that we see people just think is normal. Yeah. I think that's
As you were talking, I thought another thought. So like, because I knew that, because I always think about what people are thinking while listening. And I feel like another thought could be, oh yeah, my school's paying for it. Someone's paying for it. So it's like, it's kind of like again, the resourceful piece that educators have. It's like they pride themselves. And again, I'm not shaming it, but like priding themselves on being resourceful. And you want to be resourceful. I feel like it has a place, but some of them, okay, maybe I got my degree paid for. Okay, I'm going to wait 10 years to get this paid off. Okay, if that is your plan, that is your plan. But then like, beyond the degree,
yeah.
I think most educators just don't even know there's another option. Like there's another option to increase your money outside of degree. If you all take anything away from this episode, there are other ways. Now, I think for me, one thing that has been helpful for me outside of degrees are learning from people who are making the amount of money that I want to make the way that I want to make it. So, for example, me even leaving the classroom, I left my role to work in ed tech, which stands for educational technology. It's essentially corporate, but I am working. Well, when I first started off at that first company, I basically was making money. I think my first job, I had a $15,000 increase, and I was working remotely. So it was like a no-brainer. But the way that I got into that role was talking to corporate mentors. Like I really invested in somebody who knew how to do it, would enter coaching program. So that's one way. So if you all, because I feel like a lot of teachers don't really know about it. Maybe they do, but I'm going to talk a little bit about it. And you have experience, because that's how I met Aqura in a coaching program. And this is just another option. I have other things I want to talk about, the whole episode is not just about getting into a coaching program. I just want you to leave this episode with other options.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like my first coaching investment was a career coach for customer success. I had already transitioned out of the classroom on my own, but I had the pleasure of having a mentor, a best friend who was a recruiter who like taught me everything I needed to know to like get my resume aligned. And then because I'm sharing all my experience because I want y'all to know where I got my experience from so that you're not secretly thinking, oh, I can just do that on my own. I would be lying to you if I said I did all of the things on my own. I just always asked somebody for help. So like even once I got my interview, I knew how to interview. I didn't need anybody to help me only because I had been interviewing since my first year teaching. When I first got into the classroom, my goal was to make more money. That was always my goal. I'm like, how can I make the most money possible? So my thought was, okay, I'm going to get all my degrees. I'm going to be a principal because they make $100,000. And then when I realized that the math wasn't mathing and I wasn't going to be I was an admin making $55,000 a year, that wasn't going to work for me anymore. But in the middle of that, each year I was always interviewing. The way I was able to move from a teacher to an instructional coach was I had a coach. Like I was, my year one, I was always talking to an admin about how they got into that role. And because I was actively trying to like interview for admin positions as early as my first year teaching, like I started my graduate degree in my first year teaching, I always had a mentor to help me do it. So I feel like, and I'm going to close my point around a lot of educators in the field of education, like even those mentors that I had, they were not paid. If they got paid, it was probably $100 for the month or for the year, or I was just asking admin for free. So I feel like educators have this, and I don't want to call it, again, I'm not shaming y'all. I'm just calling it what I identify as. There's like a pride or an ego of like not having to pay anybody for mentorship because you're used to getting it for free. But it's kind of like a conundrum. Like you want a mentor to help you for free, right? But you also want to make more money and you are unwilling to pay. So tell me your thoughts about what I said so far. I know it's a lot brain dump.
So I want to go back to something you spoke to because I think this is what should hopefully like turn the light bulb on.
Mm.
If you are 2, 3, 4 degrees in and you are not making more money, that should at least indicate, okay, it's time to maybe consider something different.
Mm.
And there's someone out there that knows what different looks like.
Mm.
It is way too many people on this earth for nobody in the whole world knows how to do this differently. Nobody in the whole world has done this before. I highly doubt it, right? That should be a clear indicator. Because yes, you can keep getting degrees, but if that degree is not moving you towards your goal and you are 3, 4, 5 degrees in, then it might be time to go ahead and do something a little bit different. I think that is like the shift. So I think that's number one. And then you just get to make a decision from there. Am I going to go find this person? Am I going to find one person to talk to? Where are they going to lead me? Am I going to pay someone for it? What does that look like? Go look at your options after that. And then you just keep making decisions.
I like that thought. Because I feel, and decision has been like one of the words of my week. Like often I feel like, so like the anxiousness. So like I'm thinking about the educator looking at this like, oh, I still don't know. But I think that's the solution. You get to make a decision. Because if you don't make a decision, I always say you're making a decision to not make a decision. But that I feel like you not making a decision is really what causes the anxiety of I don't know what to do. This is a lot. Like maybe it's a lot for your brain to even like pick up on because you're just so used to the norm. I hear a lot of teachers say, I don't like change. I'm a creature of habit. I know what I'm getting into when I go in the classroom. At least I know if this paycheck is coming. What do you say to this person who just feels anxious hearing this? Because I feel like I used to be like that, honestly. Like at a time in my life, I think especially in education, like if I'm listening to a conversation about money, I feel like I didn't even allow myself to listen to it, or I didn't want to hear that much because it was making me anxious in my body. So, like, the point in between knowing that you feel this feeling and actually getting to the decision, that middle part, I feel like that's a lot of what we worked on together.
Mhm.
When I tell y'all, I came to these sessions crying every other time because I laid it all out. I was like, these are all my problems. I feel like there's no solution. And then there is one. But yeah, I want you to talk about that middle part of, okay, I feel all these feelings. I hear what you're saying. I want to do something, but this is too much. I'm going to turn this off because I just can't even do it.
What this comes down to, and I know this might sound like, "Oh, I don't wanna hear this." You are just not safe. It is not
Mm,
even about anxious like, what you feel is anxiousness, but what's actually happened is you are just not safe.
mm, mm,
And when you are not safe, the decision that you make is, "I'm just gonna do whatever I can do to get back to feeling safe," which is typically what you know. That is all that's
mm,
happening. Like, it doesn't mean anything about you. It's like we just your body is doing the right thing. Your body is always going to want to keep you safe. So if you do not feel safe with doing something different and to paying someone else, we need to make you safe.
mm. I like
Otherwise, you are going to keep reverting. Otherwise, you'll be 7, 8 degrees in because you just feel safe doing that.
ooh, clocked. In a loving way, but I feel like money safety was one of the biggest things that I still actively work through, um, because I feel like I used to say, "If I just made more money, then I have a solution," and then I made more money, and I'm like then there was more problems and more problems, but I often remind myself that I am safe, and I also always remind myself, especially if you're a teacher listening to this, however old you are, I'm 34, I was like, "Girl, it's been 34 years. And
Mhm.
you have not ever made it to a day that you did not either figure it out and you have not, needed to go on the street and pull my cup out for some money. Like it's really it's I know it sounds very like dramatic, but like you are safe, especially if you're a
Mhm.
teacher. You can always get a job. You are safe. It's just if you want to go into your next income level. So let's say your goal is to make $100,000. Maybe your goal is to make even more than $100,000. And oh, I just had a thought. But if you want to be able to make that, you wanna feel safe with allowing yourself, I would say, the feelings required to go there. So I think some
Mhm.
people think it's going to be all smiles and rainbows of, "Yes, okay, I feel safe. Now I'm gonna make my money," but it's like, for example, I remember I had saved my money
Mhm.
for that film festival. So I had
Exactly.
saved this money in advance, y'all. Like, I had talked about this maybe a year out. And I told Akira, I'm like, "Oh, I know I saved this money. I have the exact amount of money that I saved for this film festival that I wanted to go to." Like, no one else told me to go to this film festival. Nobody else told me to save the money but me. But when it came to paying for it, I was like, "Oh, I don't know if I could do this." Like, she had to, not had to. I like someone who's direct with me. That's why I look at Kira. She's like, "Oh, buy right now." And I was like, "Oh,"
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh." I really did feel in my body, like, this does not feel safe. But then I really got to it. Like, I still am getting used to being able to have money. I think because I have money now for bills, I have money for spending. I invest money long term. I invest money short term to increase my income. Like being able to really, okay, I really do have money for this. Do you see that often of people having the money and then because I feel like people think having the money will solve it, but maybe let's talk about having the
Yeah.
money and still feeling unsafe.
Yeah, let's get to the root of this
Yes.
because 2 things. At first, you were just safe with making more money. You're like, "This is I feel safe doing that, so I am going to do it." Right? That's it. And then you saved the money. You finally felt safe with saving money. And then it was time to do the thing. But then it was a matter of you were missing it. What happens is you are missing something
Mm,
that's going to help you feel safe. In that
mm,
moment, what we coach through is, okay, what are all the other things? You remember when we wrote them out?
mhm.
I'm like, nope, tell me. How much is it? How much
Yeah.
is it?
Yeah.
And then because I think if I remember correctly, you were like, well, what if I need it for something else? So you
Yeah.
didn't feel safe with pulling the trigger because you were like, what if I need it for something else? So I'm like,
Correct.
okay, let's write all the things out. And I'm like, okay, is this everything you know today? You're like, yes. So that is all you can make a decision on, what you know today to be, what you know today. You can't hold yourself to what may happen tomorrow, 7 days, 30, like we'll always be stuck. So I don't feel safe right now because what? Or I feel safe to do this. Why? I feel safe to go get another degree because I know that's what other people are doing. Like it could be as simple as that. I don't want to pull the trigger. I don't feel safe because something might happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right. So it's you telling yourself, what is it that my body is missing? What is it that I need to see? What is it that I need to feel? What is it that I need to, maybe just have an explanation to somebody to break it down for me.
Right. Right. I had another thought. So I feel like that is that. But I feel like what helped me, because today every day this week has just been emotional. I was just like, ugh. I was doing my money routine, and I always have drama around my money routine. But I was like, you know what? Today I'm gonna solve for why I keep feeling this way. Like I literally solved it, and I did like a model. So basically, I was like, okay, what is my result? What do I want to be able to do with my money? How do I want to feel about my money? What does it look like? What result do I want? And I'll tell you, it took me a while to even do that. It's like, I'm like, oh, that's my problem. I won't even define what it looks like for me to have the goal that I want. Like I clocked myself. I was like, girl, you don't even know what you want, and you're over here mad about or anxious about something you don't even know what you want. So, but I made myself do it. I was like, okay, what would make me feel safe doing this every single month for the rest of my entire life? And what I'm referring to is my money routine. Do you want to talk about that?
This listeners, listen closely. I need you all to see someone doing the work in real time. This is her thing, y'all. This is not new. This is what she does, okay? And I say all that to say, you still have to keep working through it. And like, that is why you have been so successful, because you always work through it. And for a while, you needed me to help coach, but now you just know what to do when it's happening.
I didn't even
And it's like,
realize
you
that.
should be so proud of yourself. And like, I want the listeners to know, this is what it takes. You have to be willing to do the damn work. So many of us are not, or not willing to do the work differently.
It's hard doing the work.
It is, but it's like, this is what it looks like. This has always been your thing. It's like, no, I gotta say what I want and how, she knows this, right? And every time it's like, oh, wow, I didn't realize that.
Yeah, I didn't even realize. I literally was like, what do you want, girl? I'm like, I don't know. It's like, stop saying I don't know. What is it? And then
I'm so proud of you.
Thank you. Thank you. I had to stop myself. I've been crying all week, y'all. I've been having an emotional week in a good way. But yes,
and I gotta also show you the updated money routine. I'll show you.
Ooh, yes, please.
It's nice.
But do you want to give a brief what a money routine is so people know what I'm talking about, just for the listeners?
Yeah.
Also?
So essentially, a money routine is when you look at what's true, like what is there right now. What is my bank account balance showing today? What do I know is coming out, and is there a gap that I need to solve somewhere? Essentially, if there is, how much is it? That's the part that Jazmyne always stalls. I'll say stalls. And sometimes she gets through the stall quickly. Sometimes it takes a little bit longer, but she always gets through it. Because the fear is, well, what if I can't?
What if I don't have enough? That's always
right. What
thing.
If I don't have enough? It's like, well, okay, well then what is enough? Like, ask yourself a logical question. Like if a kid came up to you and be like, oh, what if I can't ride my bike down the street? It's like, okay, well, do you know how to ride a bike? No. Oh, well, let's go learn how to ride a bike, right?
Yeah.
It's like, what's the next logical thing? But that's essentially what a money routine is. That way, you know what it is that you need to do, and you know before there's a problem. So,
yeah. Because I used to just be waiting for the problem too. I was like, I don't know. But I was like, no, like today we're figuring it out. And I feel like maybe some of my people listeners can relate. So at first my thought, then I was okay, what do I want? What's going to make me feel safe? Okay, saving money, doing all the things. Then I had to remind myself and go back, girl, one, you're already doing that. Like I kind of go back in the cycle. And then I feel like one of the goals that I'm working on now is being able to have a bigger savings, like 6 to 12 months savings
Yep.
fund. And then my brain was like, okay, but you don't have any extra money right now for doing it. And then I told myself, okay, well, what can you do today about it?
Oh,
Like, what
that
can you
part.
do today?
It has to be today. It has to be today.
Yeah,
That's so good. Look at you
so
go.
you're, I know. Listen, I've come a long way. And you know what
Mhm.
I even I spent like an hour today. I was like, I remember, because I remember we had wrote out a list of like, if I ran out of money, what would I do? And I was like, and I still remember when I did that activity and I still was trying to find a 13, 14, 15. I'm like, okay, this is me. I'm the problem.
I'm
Like,
the problem.
I am the problem,
Right.
number one. But I found it, and I literally today I created I called it a money making machine. I wrote a little note to myself to reduce my anxiety when I do my money routine. And I wrote a letter from my future self of like, you have enough money for spending, for saving.
Mhm.
You're literally working. Like I gave myself the answer. I'm like, you may be putting just a little bit of my money right now towards your saving goals, but you know how to make money. Like I told myself that I put my safety in my ability to generate more money. And with me generating more money, it will solve my money problems. Me
I would
sitting there,
even I
yeah,
would I would twist it a little bit is I put my ability to solve any money problem I have. That's all.
I like that.
Because then it doesn't
Ability.
tie you to one way because then you build more safetyness with, like, earning, and then all the other ways become clouded because that's what you just find most safety in. It's like, no, I can solve any problem, period.
That's a good one because you know I like to work. So being my ability to solve money problems.
Mhm.
I like that.
So
And
if
that doesn't sound
teachers, if
right.
your money
Yeah.
problem right now is you need to make more money, it's like, "Okay, I can solve this problem. I'm gonna get somebody to help me solve it faster, but I can
Yeah.
solve this problem."
Yes. You like
And I have already tried another degree 6 times.
mm,
That might not be the solution.
yeah. I think what happens, this has been a good quote for me to remember. When your emotions are heightened, your intelligence is lowered.
All the way
Like,
down.
it's like when I tell you Wednesday, I'm just telling all my business. Wednesday, I was acting like I didn't know how to post on TikTok no more. I was like, I don't know what to say. I don't know what to do. I got coached, DL, shout out to DL. I was like, DL, I need help creating content. And she's like, why are you getting coached on content? Like, why are you doing that? And I was like,
Mm.
um, because I need to improve. She goes, why do you need to improve? And I was like, um, well, and then it was the real problem. I've been internet famous now. So with the fame comes a Reddit page and people were
Mm.
talking about me and I let those things get to me and I was acting like it didn't bother me, but it did. And that was
Mhm.
the real thing. I feel like, and that's kind of an example. Like and it's okay. Like my emotions were all over the place where I legitimately had Tora, my my bestie of all people, she was helping me come up with content and I be helping her with content. Like I
Mhm.
literally forgot that I did not know how to create content. And then I whipped
Mhm.
out 5 videos. I whipped out 5 more
Mhm.
videos today. Like my emotions were all up high. So I feel like when it comes to money or comes to you making a decision of what you're gonna do to make more money, like educators are brilliant is my whole point I'm driving home. You all are smart. You literally teach
Mhm.
people for a living. Like you do hard things every single day.
Mhm.
Like most people are in
The
they call
hardest thing.
yes. They go for pre-plan for a whole week and learn a whole bunch of new things. And they have to teach the new things. Like there's a lot of things going on. But then when it comes to them, oh, I don't know. I want to leave the classroom, but I don't know where to start. I want to go into a new career, but I don't know what to do. And it's like, you're brilliant. You have the ability to figure it out. What are your thoughts?
You're just scared. You're just scared. I'm scared it won't work. I'm scared, but I know I'm smart.
Mm,
I know
mm,
I've solved every other thing. I am just scared, or I am just anxious, or I am activated.
mm. So how do
And
they move to
uh,
that?
uh, yeah, so okay, this is good. because I was going to explain what happens to me when I'm like feeling anxious about, or like I feel like I gotta make a decision real quick. Because one of the things that's really helpful, at least when I listen to a podcast, is like you hear an expert talk about something, but it's like, okay, just tell me how you do it. Like, how does this happen for you too? Because we're not perfect. So
Yeah.
it always happens when um it's something I'm really excited. So for example, the Beyonce concert the
Mhm.
last act 2, I needed an outfit, y'all, and I had already decided what my outfit was going to be, but of course, I waited until the last minute to order the stuff. So I'm like scrambling, like, "Oh my god, I got to get some, I got to," and I'm like, I cannot believe I've done this. I found a shirt for an absurd amount of money that I was about to buy. And I was literally telling myself in that moment, you got to do it. Like, you are running out of time. Like, all the things that make you anxious and all the things you're telling yourself when you feel anxious was what I was telling myself. And when I recognize that, and this has happened many different times, I'm like, I literally say out loud, okay, Akira, put your phone down and go walk away. And that is what I do,
Mm,
because you are so emotional that you are clouding your ability to do
mm,
a thing. That is
mm,
all. You are scared, you are anxious, you are activated, you are whatever the word, fill in the blank. Put
mm,
the thing down, go walk away, or, whatever. Just get back to your baseline, and then your brain can actually work with all the
mm.
brilliance that you have in there. It's like, "Oh, yeah, there is someone that knows how to do this. I'm not the first one to try to figure this out."
Mm, I like that. Like, literally, like, just walk away and just allow, and I like the word baseline, like, just getting to, I would also, like, to your power, because the power is
Mhm.
that you all are brilliant. If you're listening to this podcast, you are most likely a brilliant individual. Like, not everybody, like, also, I saw a statistic, people who are the smartest or the richest, one habit is listening to podcasts. So you're already doing the thing. It just may look different. It may feel all those feelings, but I feel like because a lot of educators are in, I call it survival mode, where they are already kind of suppressing their feelings, or they are just used to being miserable, burnt out, exhausted, that the idea of adding another feeling to that feelings box is a threat. So how do they not view it as a threat? Because that's usually what takes people out the game. Like, "Oh, this is too much. I just have to stop." Like, and again, going back to the classroom and just ignoring it. Like, how do we really address that? Like, again, I know we're saying it in different ways, but like, I'm just thinking of like exact context situations where they're just like, "This is too much for me. Like, this is just too much."
Get used to seeing it. Like, go look at it. Go look at someone who's doing it and just keep
Mm,
seeing. The more you see something, it's like, "Oh, okay." The 3rd time,
mm,
it's like, "Oh, okay."
yeah,
Then the 10th time, it's like, "Oh, okay."
yeah,
And then you're like, "Okay, now I can actually, like, take an action off of this thing." And
yes,
you might click on it and look at the information, be like, "Oh, I still can't do it." It's like, "Okay, well,
yeah,
then go click on it again." Like, the
yeah,
6th time, then you may, like, start filling in the information.
yeah,
And so,
yeah,
like, every time you see it and do it, you get closer to successfully moving all the way through.
yeah, yeah. I think that's how I approached a lot of like, so coaching programs, and I'll just kind of give y'all a
Mhm.
little gist of what a coaching program is. It's just like, imagine your principal or your teacher mentor that you have, and let's just say that they are a pro at teaching reading. They're already coaching you to teach reading for free. Now, outside of just the education world, let's say really there's a coach for literally anything. Let's say you want to write a book. You want to write a book. You don't know where to start. You can sit there and just write a book and do all the things. But if
Mhm.
you want to maybe have a book that is published and insurance actually generating money, there are people who there's a lot of people who've written books, and they have set steps, and not just like the curriculum, but also like coaching to coach you through any blocks of you getting this book published and put there in the New York Times. I guarantee you can probably Google that as a fun exercise. Is there a book coach? There's a coach for everything, even musicians, Beyonce. They have coaches. Like, she is not just come up at her house by
Mhm.
herself, come up with all these routines and dances. She has a team. She has someone
Yep.
coaching her through all the different things. So I just want to introduce that there are people that literally have businesses that help people do the thing. Like, that is how
Mhm.
they do the thing. And the only reason they are successful is because if they're a coach that has been in the game and they still are running and they are up and available, that means that they are most likely not a scam. They probably have gotten people results, right? So they exist.
Yeah, think about the president. They all have public speaking coaches. They do not know how to speak. At some point in their career, they got coached on public speaking. I don't know what would be relevant for teachers. I'm sure there's something that teachers do. I don't know if always think about how AP teachers get to the point where they can teach an AP class. They probably had to have some sort of training or whatever, right? If I think about the best teachers I have, I'm like, y'all need to teach these other teachers because I don't know what in the world, right? I'm like, oh, so then you could sell or you could be a coach to help AP teachers blah, or
True.
a coach to help teachers deal with kids that have all these things going on at home, right? So that you can connect with your kids better. Think of it in a way that you already see every day. That is all coaching is.
Yeah, I actually had a couple of clients that I helped. They're starting their business and they're actually, so teachers will know what this is. Like any students who are considered like ESC and they have what they call an IEP, an individual education plan. I have 2 clients who were really like they taught ESC and they are starting businesses where they're going to help parents advocate for their kid with an IEP.
Yeah.
That is something parents will pay for. That's something
That's
parents will pay
amazing.
for. I feel like the AP teacher helping AP teachers go into it. I think typically teachers only. I'm just going in the teacher brain. They probably think of it as like it's usually they are usually either paying something out of their pocket or the school's paying for it. But either way, you still are like they're still investing time in doing it, and people can help with the thing.
Yeah,
So that's
someone is telling you how to do that thing.
correct. Correct.
That's all. Just like your students, they need you to help them do a thing. Some people decide to put their kids in in private schools.
Yeah.
That's we've got to think broader about this.
Yeah. 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 Okay. What else is on my thought? Okay. I want to really drive home feeling safe to feel unsafe to feel safe. Because I feel like a part of my journey of being, and I'm telling y'all honestly, I am still working on my money safety. Like today's freak out will probably not be my last. It won't. But again, I get there a little bit faster or I don't really stay there long because I am on to myself now. Like one of the biggest things that Kira would let her do, pull out her whiteboard and be like, okay, so tell me exactly what the issue is. And I'm just like, and you're like, yeah, what else? What else? What else? And I was like, okay. So I have not figured it all out, but I am determined to figure it out. That just as determined as I am to always have money for lashes. Like, it's just like, this is just what I'm doing and a part of my growth because I want to make even more money. Like, I know that as I make more money, like my tax bills increase. Like, I'm just okay with that. I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to work through this thing. So how do we get them to feel safe, to feel unsafe, to feel safe again and feel unsafe again and feel safe again? Like, how do we feel safe of knowing that journey? Because I think, again, I know a thought is, I just don't even want to go through that. I just want to stay here, but I know I want to make more money. But so how do I get them to feel safe to keep doing that? I know I'm saying the same thing over and over, but I'm still giving the context.
So, okay, we'll use you as an example. First of all, what do y'all want?
Money.
Because I think honestly, this may be the thing. They may not know what they really want. Because even for you, when I'm listening, I'm like, okay, what do you want to make more money for? What's the thing? Name it. Tell me. What is it? Right? That's what helps you anchor in. It's like, okay, I want to move to California. Okay, that's the thing I want. Right now, I don't feel safe. So when you're like, okay, how do you feel unsafe to feel safe to, keep going back and forth? You literally say, I don't feel safe. Say those words out loud. It's like, okay, why? Well, I'm scared I might not have enough. I'm scared I might not be able to do it. I'm scared it's going to take too long. I don't know if this is really the thing. Like, say that, get them out of your body, or your body will keep making you
Mm,
unsafe. And I think
mm,
that's what you described. Like, that's what you are literally doing. You're telling yourself, okay, this is what doesn't feel good. Like, oh, this is what I'm scared of. Like, you have to actually get the unsafetyness out in order to make room for safety. I think that's what it
mm,
is.
like name, and I think this is a trait of the high achieving woman, of just not wanting to admit that they are not. Like, I feel like they have this idea of, oh no, I'm good with money, I'm good with this,
Mhm.
I'm okay, I am safe. But it's
Let's
like,
role play it. Tell me, you be the teacher, I'll be the
yeah,
money coach.
um, I am very
What
smart
do
with
you
my money.
want?
I'm already.
No,
What
tell
do
me,
I
what do you
want?
want?
To
Yeah.
make more money,
Why?
because I'm underpaid and they got me effed up. I'm over here doing all these hours,
Oh,
and
what's underpaid?
like I'm only making $55,000 a year, and I know I could be
Oh,
making
okay. So what's more?
more than what I'm making.
Okay, give me a number. Is 60 okay?
$100,000.
$100,000. Great. What do you want the $100,000 to do?
Pay my bills and be able to save and be able to go on vacations when I want. I just want to be able to have spending money.
Oh, okay. So you want vacations, you want spending money, and you want to save. Okay, so are you doing that right now?
Kinda, but not like the way I want to. Not really.
Okay. So what are you willing to do to get to 100K?
What am I willing to do? Find a job.
Oh, you can do that on the internet right now. Are you doing it?
Yeah, but I've been applying and applying and applying, and not they're not hiring people like me.
Oh, so then what's your other options?
I don't know.
Someone out there knows. Are you
I
gonna go look?
mean, there are people, like I've seen coaches and stuff, but I'm
Mm.
on the whole reason why I'm trying to make my money is like I'm not really trying to shell out money. That's why I'm in this predicament.
So if I told you to go do it today, why wouldn't you do it?
Go do what?
To give them the money.
Because I barely have enough. Like I'm on a teacher salary.
Oh, okay. So did you have enough to buy your first house in your bank account?
Yes.
How'd you have enough? You had 200 something $1,000 in your bank account that you paid?
No, I
Oh.
did not. I financed it and
Oh.
had a down payment, and asked my dad to help me.
Oh. Oh. Oh, options. So we at least know you have two options to investing in this other thing then.
I guess you're right, but I don't even know if it's gonna work, so I don't really wanna
Mm.
I don't really wanna do that because I don't know if it what if I pay all that money and it doesn't work?
Okay, what if it doesn't work, then what?
Then I'm back to where I started, but I'm out money.
Well, is applying to jobs working?
No.
Are you still doing it?
It's just too much, so I just give up.
Right. So you keep doing the things that is not working, so you can do them, keep doing new ones. So anyways, that's how you would
Yeah,
walk through, like,
yeah.
why do I like, y'all have to talk to yourself
Mm, mm,
just like you would talk to your kids.
mm.
Your kid is
Yeah.
telling you they are afraid to be in the dark, and you are like, "What in the there is nothing in here." You have
Mhm,
to know, well, what did you watch a movie?
mhm,
Did you hear something? There's a
mhm.
reason why. And you right now as their parent is like, "Girl, nothing is in this daggone room." You are the
Yeah,
same way.
yeah, yeah. I feel like I'm glad you are able to see that. Like, it's like I feel like say to be determined to have a solution also, because
Mhm.
there are solutions available. You can solve all your money problems if you decide it, and it's like,
That part, you can solve all your money problems. You really can. It's too much money in this world going around to not be able to solve all your money problems. It's way too much.
I like that. Okay. I think those are the main things. I really hope that y'all listening to this is going to walk away feeling safe to feel unsafe to feel safe to make more money. Because I feel like we are too brilliant educators as a nation, as a force, to feel unbrilliant about making more money. I think the biggest reason why people don't make more money is just like not having the conversation, not doing the thing. But even as I acted that out, I know that what I just did, educators literally do every day. And it's just like, again, what you're doing is you're going back to safety. But you can find safety. So like, to what you said about me, like when you adjusted I feel safe generating income, it's not, I do feel safe doing that. That's what I'm working through. I am working through that. So my ability to solve my money problems. But like, I know, like me taking the brave venture of entrepreneurship, I built confidence over it. So like maybe if you have not done it, invested before, I would say start small, but like also like get very curious as to like I would say, actually, let me answer this. So the ones who do feel like, and I know this is money related, but it's also more like self. Because I'm sure you maybe have seen people talk about investing in something and it didn't work. I feel like it's more just like asking more like, why didn't it work? Like what exactly actually happened? What did your money pay for? Any thoughts on that? Of like the people who are just like really settling for that?
Yes. There are only things that happen because decisions you make.
Mm,
It's
mm,
not it worked or it didn't work. It's this happened because I made this decision or I
mm,
did this thing. So I invested in something. I was told this. I did this thing, and then this is what happened. And then after this thing happened, this is what I did. And then this is what they told me. And then this is what I did. Like, you see, if you just strip away,
mm,
like, oh, it worked, it didn't work. It's like, okay, what did they tell you? What did you do?
mm,
Okay,
mm,
then what did you do? Okay, then what did they tell you? Okay,
mm,
then what did you do? It's like
mm,
writing out the facts.
mm,
There is no work or didn't work. It's what did you do and then what happened? And then did you stop?
mm,
Because things only happen or don't happen because you keep going or you stop.
mm. As you said that, I had another thought as we're wrapping up. I think another thing, because I'm just thinking about all other things. So like making a decision, so like really being, and that's what made me think of it. I think a lot of women, especially, take the financial responsibility off of them. They're like, oh, that's why, you know what, this is too much. I'm just going to have a husband pay for everything. I'm just going to do everything. And that may be, a lot of people's thing. And if that, I just did record a video today. If you are a teacher and you are the woman and you got a man in your house and you want to make more money and they comfortable with you being underpaid, that's a different conversation. But more so what I'm trying to say is like being the one responsible, being safe, being the one responsible for your money success. Because especially if you're a mom, especially if you're a wife, even more if you are by yourself, like I feel like I remember I used to come to you, I'm just a girl. I'm just a girl. But
Oh
I'm like,
God.
I
Oh, y'all don't know how much that ate me up. I mean, oof.
I don't say that no more. I don't say that no
Oh
more.
man.
I don't say it no
What do
more.
we say now?
I'm a grown woman.
Thank you very much. Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So that's what I want to close out on that. Like anything you want to say to the woman who just feels like, because I want to really, the goal is to empower you to be
Mhm.
the one in charge of the money that you want to make in an empowered way. Like I feel empowered after leaving my marriage and me going through the thick of it and me now, like the worst case scenario. So like what I even told myself, if the worst case scenario happens and I don't have enough money and I have on my plan, at least I now know what happens if that and then I know like how I got there. Like when
Mhm.
I sat there and be like, oh, how'd you get here? I know exactly how I got here. I know what I did do and what I did not do. But like, if I'm telling myself, well, if you like to learn the hard way, you will learn the hard way. But even if you learn the hard way, you can learn from it. Like
Mhm.
I told myself, I will just know how to do it and I'll be even more resilient. Like I feel like everything that I've gone through money wise and growing, I know it. I know that I know it well enough if I can teach other people, and that was the whole point of this conversation. But I think that I want to end on that. Like, how can every woman listening to this feel empowered? Like, I know these feelings feel scary, all these things, but how can they feel empowered to be the one who is in charge of their success and in charge of them being able to manage and make money the way that they want to make it?
Okay, I'm going to say it like this. Just because you don't have to be in charge of how much money is coming into your household is not equivalent to not knowing how to if you need to.
Mm,
So it's not really so okay, I don't want to be the one responsible for making all the money in my household. Okay, that's a decision. But do I know how to do it?
mm, mm,
And am I
mm.
willing to be in charge of having that option whenever I want to do it?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, if you decide that this is what you want, I'm like, well, do you not know how to at all? So then what? Are you okay with I think that's it's like, are you okay with that?
Mm,
Because let's
mm,
be very clear, if you are okay with that, not knowing how to be in charge of being successful or having money or whatever, however you define it, then now it's time for you to act on it.
mm.
I think that's really what it comes down to.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like what you're not actively changing, you are actively choosing in the most
Yeah.
loving way possible.
Yeah, and it's very loving. Like, please
Yeah.
know that. And you do have the choice.
Mhm.
You do have the choice.
Yeah. Yeah. Like, I choose to not fold my laundry for the past 2 months. That's
Mhm.
a choice.
Yeah, it's like, but do I know how to? Yes, I
Yeah.
do. Will I do it when I get ready? Yes, I will. Moving
Mhm.
on.
Yeah. But I encourage you all to not let money be something that you just wait to figure out, because I feel like that's when you get in a survival mode and you feel like, "Okay, I have to do it." And then that's when maybe you will sign up for something, but you're so in survival mode that you're not even giving yourself time to
Uh-huh.
put the phone down,
Mhm.
come to your baseline, and use your brilliance to get your job.
Yeah.
So,
Because at that point, you're just reacting. You're not really figuring anything out. You're just reacting to
yeah.
the thing.
So I encourage you all to really take on the identity of someone who believes that they have the ability to solve all their money problems. Again, if your goal is to be able to go into ed tech, which is one path, that is not the only path out of the classroom.
Mhm.
But if you want to go into ed tech or learn how I was able to make my money, that is literally what I do in my program. And I like this coaching that you all saw, that's literally what I coach all my clients through. Like, I have clients where most of them, their first investment was me. And I see where they feel like, okay, I got in here. And they feel that you're going to find other things to work through, but it's going to come back to you making a decision about what you're going to do. Like, it's
Mhm.
all related. But
Mhm.
that is a coaching that I provide. I'm not going to let you come in here and do nothing. You're going to get coached of what's really going on, getting down to the root of it. Thank you so much for coming on the Pretty Rich Teacher podcast.
Thank you for having me.
So, where can people find you so that they can get smarter with their money and all the things?
Yes, you can find me on my podcast, Women Talk Money, Apple Podcast, Spotify, and on the socials at Aqura Nicholson and then AquiraNicholson.com.
Awesome. And we'll put all the information in the show notes for you all. But thank you so much for coming on the podcast,
Thank you
girl.
for having me.